Real Madrid demand UEFA strip Barcelona of Negreira-era silverware. Real Madrid are calling on UEFA to ban Barcelona from European competition and retroactively invalidate trophies won during the Negreira scandal as Florentino Perez prepares to submit his promised dossier. The Real Madrid offensive regarding the Negreira case remains a cornerstone of Florentino Perez's agenda. The club president previously pledged to compile an exhaustive dossier to expose what he described as the most significant corruption case in the history of Spanish football. Weeks later, the club has finalized the document and is poised to present it to UEFA for a formal ruling. Perez confirmed that the strategy involves submitting all available evidence to European football's governing body. Beyond presenting months of findings, Real Madrid are demanding two specific sanctions from UEFA: that FC Barcelona be barred from future European competitions as a punitive measure, and that the titles won by the Catalan giants during the period of alleged irregularities involving Negreira be stripped, as reported by AS. This escalation also underscores a recent rapprochement between Real Madrid and UEFA following the fallout from the Super League project. With that initiative currently on ice, both parties have sought to find common ground. Following his recent re-election as president until 2030, Perez is now taking the final steps to deliver the dossier. The burden of proof will then shift to UEFA, which must scrutinize the evidence and decide how to proceed regarding FC Barcelona should they validate the irregularities alleged by the Madrid hierarchy. Joan Laporta has previously come out fighting against the accusations. Everything said regarding the Negreira case is false. They are using it as a smokescreen to distract from the fact that they haven't won anything in 2 years. They see this as the best way forward even though there is no case. Everyone is free to do as they please, but they cannot expect us not to react to these falsehoods. Not all the excitement at the World Cup will be on the pitch, and Mexico is ready. As the country prepares to welcome millions of fans, authorities are set to launch one of the largest sexual health campaigns in its history. Just days before Mexico once again becomes a World Cup host nation, authorities are working on a strategy that extends far beyond the stadiums, fan zones and soccer celebrations. The country plans to distribute between 6 and 7 million condoms during the 2026 World Cup as part of a campaign aimed at preventing sexually transmitted infections. The initiative will focus on the tournament's 3 host cities, Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey, where millions of domestic and international visitors are expected to arrive during the competition. The tournament will also be played here in the United States and Canada. According to health officials, condom distribution will be accompanied by educational materials designed to reduce the risks associated with HIV, syphilis and gonorrhea, illnesses that are typically a major focus of public health campaigns during large-scale events. While Mexico plans to distribute up to 7 million condoms and Toronto has launched a World Cup-themed safe sex campaign, no comparable initiative has yet been announced by U.S. host cities. Mexico to hand out 7 million condoms during the World Cup. We are considering the distribution of between 6 and 7 million condoms during the 2026 World Cup, health authorities said, while outlining the scope of the strategy, which will also include a presence at locations expected to attract large numbers of visitors. Erling Haaland and his Norway teammates under fire for their remarkable Viking World Cup squad photoshoot, as critics call it chauvinistic and link it to neo-Nazis. Erling Haaland and his Norway teammates have been accused of chauvinism and neo-Nazi imagery after their World Cup photoshoot. The Man City striker and the group heading to the US were styled as Vikings on a beach in Oslo in the extraordinary shots. But the response to their creative send-off has split opinion in Norway, with woke critics arguing against the aesthetic due to the Vikings' large-scale raiding, colonizing, pillaging and raping throughout their dominant era. Erling Haaland and his Norway teammates have been accused of chauvinism and neo-Nazi imagery after their World Cup photoshoot. The Man City striker and the group heading to the US were styled as Vikings on a beach in Oslo in the extraordinary shots. But the response to their creative send-off has split opinion in Norway, with woke critics arguing against the aesthetic due to the Vikings' large-scale raiding, colonizing, pillaging and raping throughout their dominant era. The shirts have rune-like writing on the back, and stolidly said elements of it are unfortunate and typical of neo-Nazi and fascist symbolic language. Manchester United remain determined to sign Elliot Anderson, despite Manchester City being viewed as favourites for the Nottingham Forest midfielder. Forest have already rejected an £80 million bid, With the 23-year-old valued at around £100 million, the Red Devils believe they can still convince the England international to choose Old Trafford. Man United remain firmly in the race to sign Anderson, with club executives confident they can convince the Nottingham Forest midfielder to choose Old Trafford over Man City, as per The Guardian. The 23-year-old has emerged as one of the Premier League's most sought-after midfielders after an impressive season at the City Ground. Forest are understood to value Anderson at around £100 million and have already rejected an £80 million offer from City. The Red Devils see Anderson as a key target in Michael Carrick's midfield rebuild, and the club hopes to make progress in negotiations soon. Forest's position remains clear after turning down City's opening bid. The club are demanding the full £100 million valuation and are under no immediate pressure to sell one of their most valuable assets. United, meanwhile, remain encouraged by the fact that no agreement has been reached. The club believe there is still an opportunity to persuade Anderson that his long-term future lies at Old Trafford. United's interest in Anderson is linked closely to the departure of Casemiro. The experienced Brazilian is set to leave Old Trafford this summer and has been linked with MLS side Inter Miami. Casemiro's departure leaves a significant hole in the Red Devils' midfield, leaving the club scrambling to find a replacement. Despite reportedly reaching an agreement to sign Atalanta midfielder Ederson, the Red Devils are believed to still be in the race to sign Anderson. The club are looking to build a younger and more energetic core, and Anderson is viewed as a player capable of leading that transition. His profile and development make him a key target as United seek long-term reinforcement in central areas. Neymar is pulling out all the stops to ensure he is fit for Brazil's 2026 World Cup campaign, including the use of specialized space-age equipment. The Selecao icon, who is undergoing intensive rehabilitation for a chronic calf injury in New Jersey, was spotted sporting a fresh haircut. In a race against time to be fit for the grandest stage of them all, Neymar is turning to advanced technology to accelerate the recovery of a muscular injury in his right calf. The attacker is undergoing an unconventional treatment that sets it apart from traditional training ground rehabilitation methods. Last Saturday, Neymar was seen utilizing an anti-gravity treadmill, a piece of equipment that allows for walking and running without the harsh impact usually felt on the injured area. The technology is designed to keep weight off the lower limbs while maintaining cardiovascular fitness and muscle engagement, providing the 34-year-old with his best chance of recovery. The mechanics of the machine are as fascinating as they are effective. The athlete is sealed into the unit at the waist by a specialized inflatable skirt, allowing the machine to precisely control the weight load exerted on the legs. This allows doctors, physiotherapists, and fitness coaches to gradually increase the body weight percentage as the player's recovery progresses through various stages. Neymar's new World Cup hairstyle. Beyond his rehabilitation from injury, the Brazilian star opted for a refreshed look featuring lighter blonde tones and a hairstyle reminiscent of the one he sported during the 2018 World Cup in Russia, with the transformation revealed by his longtime hairstylist Wagner Tenorio on social media. The new haircut quickly sparked widespread discussion among fans across social media, with many comparing it to some of Neymar's most memorable World Cup appearances. The 34-year-old has a history of changing his hairstyle before major tournaments.